Good morning, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters. It's good to see you here. And you know the topic of today's talk. So I give you one last chance to make it out the door. Because today we are talking about renunciation, giving up, letting go, not wanting so much. So what are the advantages? What are the benefits of practicing, of understanding and practicing this quality of Nekkhama? So we are going to look at it today, as the part of the gradual instructions. So if you've been here for listening to the Sunday morning talks for the past few weeks, as Sister mentioned, you know that it's part of a series. It's not just let's talk about this. It is there is a series of topics, which the Buddha usually gives to lay people. And you might also wonder, why is it that the Buddha talks about renunciation to the lay people, not the monks or the nuns, but lay people also get a dose, a teaching about Nekkhama, about renunciation. So we'll look at that, and see how it goes. So this is part of our Gimhana retreat learning. We have embarked on the Gimhana retreat after the celebration of Buddha Day or Vesak Day, as a continuation to our exposure, our learning and our understanding of what the Buddha taught. So here, as I mentioned, it's part of the gradual instruction. Anupubbī-kathā. Katha means teaching. So gradual teaching. To go with, anu means to go with. So it's going with in a gradual way, this type of teaching. So the Buddha, it's a step-by-step teaching given by the Buddha for those who need to prepare their minds first. So to some people that came to the Buddha, he gave 100% full dose of the medicine. But some people cannot take the full dosage of medicine, so he gave it a little bit, maybe 1/3 of a pill, then another 1/3, and then a little bit, and after that, when the person is really understands what medicine is, then the Buddha really talks about the Four Noble Truths. So here is a little bit more understanding of this progressive teaching. And as Sister has mentioned, usually the Buddha will talk about giving, moral virtue. He also talked about the heavens. Did you miss that one? How to go to heaven? Pity. Because a lot of people, when they hear, here is a talk on going to heaven, they will come for that one. And they hear a talk on renunciation, then they say, today I go to market better. But you all here, and it's quite wonderful to see you eager to learn about this quality. Then he also talked about the vanity, sensual pleasures, which Brother Boon Kian talked about last week. Why we should be careful with sensual pleasure. And on top of that, this week we are discussing renunciation, right? So generally, renunciation would refer to what we can let go. What can we do to simplify our lives? So it is a process of lightening our load. Because as you would agree, as we go about in our lives and as we advance in our lives, we feel this sense of heaviness. We are carrying something. So even when we wake up in the morning, we think, oh, what am I going to have to do today? There is something always on the mind, yeah, about what to do. Yeah, and even if you retire from your work, yeah, for about, I would say, easily 6 months, yeah, you will wake up and think, okay, let's go to work. And then, oh, I don't have to go to work today, right? So you are still in the momentum, the flow, yeah, of working, because we have done that for so many years of our lives. So now let's explore what it means to renounce. Because in this world, it's not about renouncing. Yeah. It's about more. I want more. I want to get more. Yeah. Let me have it. And here are some pictures of people trying to get as much as they can as possible, especially when there are sales. You know, when there are sales, people want to go early, they cram into the door, and there are sometimes before the sales start, they already go to the store and say, I want this one, I want that one. So that when they open the door, they head straight for that section and grab that article. And I don't know whether you remember on the bottom right. Yeah, some of you already smiling. Yeah, there was a frenzy. You know this word frenzy? Yeah, frenzy is when you throw the fish to a large school of shark, and then they will eat in a very wild way. So there was a frenzy of Hello Kitty, yeah, toys giveaway in McDonald's in Singapore. Yeah, and you can really see people going to McDonald's, not really to eat the burgers, but to collect Hello Kitty. And they were trying to grab this, grab that, so that they will get the complete collection of that Hello Kitty. So why do people do this? Yeah, it's not easy to really understand why they want it. But it is part of our nature that when somebody wants it, I also want it too. In case, why? We miss out. Oh, he's got her. I don't have her. Then how come my life will be empty? Yeah, he can put this Hello Kitty in a row in his living room, and then I get the 1, 2, 3, then one missing. Oh, then that one missing will drive the person crazy. You know, why got one missing? Yeah, out of this collection. So in the mind, he will start playing. You know, and then he can start dreaming about Hello Kitties in his sleep. So this is the attitude of the world. Yeah, and it's something that we indulge in this. Because when we hear of things up for sale, yeah, we also want it for our homes. We also want it for ourselves. Yeah, we want to enjoy it. Yeah, we want to make use of it so that in our life, we feel fulfilled. Oh, this life is very good. I have everything I want, yeah, except one Hello Kitty. then I cannot die like that. You know, I must fulfill this one slot there. Then only I can go. Yeah. So we have this very strange thinking that it's always we must put in, put in, put in. You must accumulate. We must gather. We must have. And even if we don't need it, yeah, we must have it. You know, sometimes men, when they go to the shop and there is a sale, they will buy ties. Do you agree or not? No, they look at the tie, you know, because I had to wear a tie. So, yeah, so we look at the ties and then we'll buy it. And even if you don't need it, yeah, we will buy one because on sale, you know, it's on sale. I save so much, yeah, if I buy it now. Yeah, if I buy it on full price, then I will lose money, you know, actually, you know, so you calculate in that way. Yeah, which all these people who sell things, they make you think, you know, save more if you buy now, right? So you don't really think that if I don't buy, yeah, I really save more. But they will tell you, save more. So you will buy the tie, and then after that you put it in your cupboard, yeah. And sometimes you never really wear it, and after a few years you just give it away, or or sell to the second-hand places, right? You don't really need it, but because we are so lucky, we are fortunate, we are living in a country, yeah, in this environment, that we can buy things that we don't really need. You can imagine that. And in some countries, what they need, yeah, like food and clean water and shelter and safety, security, they don't have that. So we must congratulate ourselves on having the right karma of never having, yeah, not enough. Yeah. Do you ever think, in my life, I always have enough? Yeah, of course I want more, but right now, yeah, I have enough. And the question we will ask ourselves, yeah, around about 12:30, is not whether am I going to eat lunch, but what to eat for lunch. Yeah, it's a wonderful question. I've got all these things, yeah, in the Sri Sedang area that I can eat, and I can make a choice. I don't have to purposely eat things in the styrofoam container that people hand out to me. During the COVID, some people they were given these styrofoam boxes. You must eat this because you can't go out to buy other things. So we are so lucky. And whatever we think is good to do, we must do it so that we can continue, yeah, in this way of living, or always having choice, not always thinking, shall I have it, but what shall I have? Yeah, is a really wonderful state, yeah, of our existence. So knowing that people want more, and always wanting more and more and more, yeah, we also should explore why is it we want so much. And I would like to introduce to you this monk. Yeah, I've been, oh, very strange spacing. This monk is actually born in Canada, Bante Joe. But he is Sinhalese, but he was born in Canada. Yeah, so he renounced, he became a monk, and then he went back to Sri Lanka, where his ancestors came from. But if you go online, you hear him speak, yeah, you will actually hear an American accent. He's totally speaking with American accent, but he's a very, very wise monk. So it's useful to listen to his Ovada, his teachings. Yeah. So he says, and there's a lot of sense. It really, really explains a lot of things. He says, when a person experiences suffering, he or she doesn't want to be there for that suffering. People want to distract themselves from suffering. I don't like it. So I must have something, yeah, that will turn my mind away from that suffering or the internal pain that's in there. So that's why when people are bored, it's a very dangerous time, yeah, for them. Because when they are bored, they don't like it. Yeah, we also don't like it. It's suffering, especially for children. Yeah, you ask them to sit there, they suffer because they want to do something. They are not happy about it. They want things that to do that will distract their mind. They don't have to think about why am I sitting here. Yeah, they want to do things so that they don't have to be caught in boredom, yeah, of their minds. So Bante said, and when I listened to this talk, it was so interesting. He said, it is here that addictions are formed. We get addicted. We like it so much that we want to continue, such as addiction to sales, shopping, Korean TV series. Yeah, last time it was Hong Kong, now Korean. And nowadays, yeah, I also start watching the China TV. It's really, really good. All kinds of, and it makes me wonder whether these people are really communists or not. Yeah, because in their programs, there's a lot of shows about heaven, about karma, and they're supposed to be, if you really look closely, communists. But they are not. Yeah, because they are entertaining themselves with all these ancient stories, yeah, that doesn't quite agree with their philosophy. But anyway, Bhante said, yeah, these addictions are the way we indulge ourselves so that we don't have to think about suffering. So it's really good that you can sit here this morning, because this talk is also about suffering. Yeah, but you are going to sit here and you are going to accept it. You didn't think, like the 99% of the population this morning, on a Sunday morning, they go out to look for addictions, whether it's dim sum, yeah, or whether they will go shopping afterwards, or they sit in Starbucks, yeah, with their laptops. It is an addiction. Or whether they go to the movies or watch the TV series. It is something to take their mind away from their sense of suffering. They know they are suffering. They don't like it. So what must they do? They must look for something nice to do, something entertaining to do, something they will enjoy, so that their mind cannot stay, with that suffering experience. So it is temporary relief. It is relief, yes. We are relieved. We don't have to, when we are looking at this and that, and then when we go to the, shopping areas, the store, the big stores for sales, it is a relief, to us. But then, at this time, although we are relieved in certain ways, the suffering is building up. Yeah, we are not aware because we are so concerned with the addiction. We don't know, on the other side, at the back of us, the sense of suffering is building and building and building. And one day, when we cannot enjoy that which we have enjoyed, this at the back one will catch us. Because we have never learned how to deal with it. Yeah, we have always looked outside. When we cannot look outside, then the inside one will catch us. So we've got to be very aware of this. Yeah, and before we are old, let us get ready to deal with the suffering we have accumulated. How can we train our mind? How can we look more closely? And this is not what I'm referring to is not for the practice of the monks and nuns. Yeah, it is a practice for lay people because we are doing it. The monks and nuns, they have greater problems, of suffering, because every day they must look at suffering. We don't. We can look at enjoyment. Yeah, and the other day I had a gathering with my ex-classmates, and they talked about this traveling, and movies. And there's this movie everybody is watching, How to Make a Million Before Grandmother Dies. It seems it's a very good movie, made in Thailand, and they were telling me about it, and it's quite interesting, but it's very slow at the beginning. And the really interesting part happens at the end. Yeah, and I had this other classmate said half an hour I walked out. He said he couldn't take the boring. But the other one said that, at the end there is very, very interesting. You will like it, then you will cry, all sorts of things. You see, so there is a difference. Yeah, in how they watch the same movie. Yeah, how one would stay and how one thinks this is suffering. I'm going. So he went off, to do something. He thought he can enjoy it because people said this is good movie. Yeah, but he found that it was too slow for him. Yeah, and so he left. Yeah, he didn't see it to the end. But it's okay. We get the senior citizens discount. Yeah, so he said it's very cheap. Yeah, I don't have to pay the full price, so I walk out is also okay, right? That is true. That's what he told me. So this is a very interesting, what Bhante says, is it's a very interesting perspective, yeah, on what everybody in this world is doing. Everyone, yeah, except those who Sunday morning come to listen to Dhamma talk. Yeah, we are a different category. But the important thing is, yeah, keep on going. You mustn't lose this flow or momentum. Yeah, you have to learn more and practice more. So the other side, there is another person which I use his quotes very often, and he has passed away. Um, his name is, he was Dr. Viktor Frankl, and he lived through the Second World War. He was Jewish. So he was put into the concentration camp by Hitler's soldiers because of his being Jewish. Hitler wanted to kill all the Jews in the world because he said the Jewish people are the main problem of the Western world. So let us kill them all. Few million. But he didn't succeed. He only killed 6 million. Yeah, which is already, I wonder where he is existing at this moment. It cannot be a good place because he passed away, and due to his hatred, yeah, he hated the Jews so much. He wanted to kill all of them. So this man, this doctor, along with the wife and the daughter, was taken away from their homes and put in the concentration camps. Yeah, these are terrible places. If you go and visit them, my friend went and visited one of these places. He stood at the gate and he could feel the suffering. Yeah, not inside already. He just stood there, and from the gate he could feel the suffering. Yeah, that had gone on inside there. So because he was a psychologist and a doctor, yeah, he looked at the people in the concentration camps. Those people brought in so many millions of them, and he saw many of them, yeah, died after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They just died. They gave up. They have nothing to live for. So they gave up and died. I'm here. Yeah, they don't know how long the war is going to last. They don't know how long they are going to be subjected to torture. So they just give up and they died. And this doctor, he saw that there were people who never gave up. Yeah, they kept on going, try to help themselves, try to help others. Yeah, and they lasted a very long time. Like him, they lasted to the end of the war. And his purpose was, I must keep going because I want to see my wife and my daughter again. I must. So that kept him going. And because, yeah, he is a psychologist, he kept watching other people all around him, those who died and those who lived. And he came to some great conclusions. He learned certain things. And one of the things that he learned, I share here. He said, when a person cannot find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. So you are here this morning because you are looking for meaning. What can I do to improve myself, my life, my understanding? Yeah, you are searching for this meaning. But others who do not search for this meaning, they don't know what is meaning. What do? Enjoy, Lord. Enjoy. Yeah, there are those who go up to the Genting Highlands every weekend. Yeah, not every weekend, but a lot of weekends. But you can see that right now, on the Sunday morning when they are free, yeah, they do things that will distract their minds and enjoy something. But as for life, yeah, when this doctor, after that, when at the end of the war, he went, he found out his wife and the daughter are already dead. Yeah, he left for America and he started teaching. So there are some videos of him teaching on the internet. But this is a very important teaching. If you have no purpose in your life, yeah, you are just wandering, yeah, from day to day. Not wandering around, you are wandering from one day to another day. You are just letting the wind, yeah, blow you. You have nothing to live for. So coming back also, the other day when I met my classmates again, so I asked them, what do you do? They said, nothing much lah. Morning, I think what breakfast I will have, then I go down and walk a little bit, and then I have a nap, and every day is like that. Then I say, my life not like that. How come we are so different? Day after day, I got something to do. And sometimes I do already another one to do, another activity to do or prepare or whatever it is, But I feel that I'm alive. And they feel, what am I going to do? And usually, when people don't have this sense of purpose, they will die young. Die early, as this doctor have found out. So this sense of purpose, having something to live for is very important, because the older people get, the less energy they have, in the body and in the mind, less of this energy. The body energy, the physical energy, you can feel it. But we never examine our mental energy. And sometimes when you stay still in your mind, you don't move your mind, you will stay there. And when the energy gets less and less and less, you cannot come out. Why? Because there is no energy to come out. You will go in. And that, my friends, is called depression. And people with depression will get dementia very, very fast. So encourage your friends, same age, and those older than you, to come to Nalanda on a Sunday morning, listen to the Dhamma, or do something that is useful with a purpose, helping others, giving their time for a useful purpose. Then they feel, life is really worth living for. So this is an important point, to understand. Because I have also watched older people. If they really have nothing to do, they will go down very, very fast. And then after that, they get dementia. And when you have somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's, like my father, right? He was a brilliant man. He was absolutely fantastic at mathematics. Not like me. I went the other way. He could calculate, all the problems, but when the dementia came, he just couldn't add up. So you lose a lot if you are not applying your mind, not applying your energy, to something useful, not just applying, but something which is worthwhile, because you also need the sense of satisfaction. Satisfaction helps you to deal with suffering. What is that satisfaction? Satisfaction of helping others. When you get this satisfaction, it helps you to deal with the suffering that you will get. Physically, you will get. After that, mentally, you will also get. Because age is catching up. So we are the seniors. Age is catching up. So you have to do something that will give you satisfaction or happiness. Then it will replace that empty space that you have inside there. Because if you don't replace that, it becomes empty. And that emptiness has no energy in your mind. You must have the energy to come out and do things, and whatever you should be doing to help others. So let us move forward. We look at Nekkhama. And it's always for us also, because we have not made the decision to renounce, externally. I'll talk a bit about that. We also want to have acquisition. We also want to gain things, own things, use things. The Buddha also said, if you own something, it is happiness. It's a source of happiness. He didn't deny that. He says, if you own property or money or whatever, you look at it and say, I own this. You get a sense of happiness. Number two, not just own this, you use it. you also get happiness. So those are recognized happiness by the Buddha. So how do we understand ourselves? The acquisition part in our life and the renunciation part that I'm keep on talking about, today. How do we balance it out? How do we make it uh, accepted to ourselves in a way that we will be satisfied, we feel balanced with? This is a very important question, because when you come to the Dhamma, you cannot bring all your luggage with you. You have to leave some at the door. And then after that, then only you can listen to the Dhamma. If you are thinking about your property and your stocks and your shares, and your jobs, now you cannot make sense of what I'm talking about. It will not connect. But if you let go, and then you sit here and listen, it will start to make sense. I hope it will make sense to you. Then you can go home and start thinking more and more about it. So this balance of acquisition versus renunciation, I cannot really answer for you. I can only give you ideas, but you will have to work out what is the right balance for you, that you find acceptable. So for this, we also look at the types of renunciation. And this is very interesting because it's got to do with life nowadays, current situation of life. There is an outward renunciation that we can see. You are sitting on the floor. There is air conditioning, which is great. When I went to Dhamma school, no air conditioning, right? And it was only fan, right? When sometimes the insects will come in because the wall have got great big holes, the tiles have got holes, and so that winds can blow in, and sometimes it will bring in some hot air and insects. So this is the outward renunciation we show people, which is a mundane renunciation. It's very normal. So how much of it do we do in our lives, this outward renunciation? Even giving some charity, some money, some things that we like to others, this is an outward renunciation. But that giving of things that we hold as important is backed up by another renunciation, which is the inward renunciation. When we give things to people, it can be for many purposes. Let's say you are eating something in the coffee shop and somebody comes and asks you for money, a beggar. You want to get rid of this person. So you say, take now, please go. That is also renouncing. You are giving money to this person, but you give because you want to get rid of him. Don't stand here, I want to eat. So the other renunciation is, I really hope that what I give you will help you today. That is the same action, has many ways of practice. You can practice, you can do it, but your understanding and your purpose has got many different layers of renunciation. So there are, my dear friends, we see people who wear orange robes, shave their hair. And sometimes we wonder whether they really have renounced or not. And there are those who don't wear orange robes and don't shave their hair. But we are wondering, what is their level of renunciation? Because the nature of their life is so simple, and more towards what the Buddha taught us. So they are all different levels, different ways of looking at renunciation, which when we discuss it, then we can understand it better. So I'd like to share this with you, the two types of values. Values is what is important to us. What are our principles? How we live life. We live life according to our values. And it is important that we also know what are our values. What is important? What can guide our lives? So some people don't have values, whatever people tell them to do, they just do. They don't have strong values. So it's easy to control them because they don't have values. They never thought about their values. Yeah. So when somebody says, this is what you must do, they say, okay, I will do. All right. But if you have values, then you start having your own directions. And while certain things are okay to do, you know certain things are not okay to do. This is because you have thought about your values and they are very clear to you. Yeah, these values. So there are two types of values. The extrinsic value, which is about external appearance and social recognition. Just as I told you, when you give something away, there are many reasons to give away. Yeah, there is. Let me tell you this story about Ajahn Brahm. In one of the talks I heard, yeah, that one day Ajahn Brahm, you know Ajahn Brahm, this Australian, he's actually British, but he lives in Perth. Yeah. So one day somebody called him up and said, I want to do a donation to your monastery. And Ajahn Brahm said, fine, good, come along. He said, no, before I come, you must call the newspapers. And all these reporters must be there, take pictures, and I want to hand over this money to you, and then they must take picture and put it in the newspaper. So Ajahn Brahm said, okay, if you want, you can arrange for it. Yeah, and they arrange all these reporters to come. And he contrasted it with another person. This person came without any announcing. He just came and asked, Ajahn Brahm, are you free? He said, yes, I would like to do a donation. And he wrote out a big check, 10,000 Australian dollars. And Ajahn Brahm said, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, is there a reason? He said, yes, and my wife and I was hoping for a child. Yeah, and after many years, my wife finally gave birth to this child. So we are so happy. I want to give this. Yeah, just take it and improve your monastery, do whatever you want, support you in your work. We don't want anyone else to know. That's why I come here at the quiet time. So Ajahn Brahm contrasted this man who wants a big promotion of his small donation, yeah, and this very generous person who quietly comes, quietly gives, and quietly goes away because he was so happy, yeah, about having a child. So the values, I hope you can see, values drive a person to do these kind of things. So the first one was about his values are all driven by outside appearance, yeah, and social recognition. And the second man is about intrinsic, what is inside. So happy, I want to support the monastery. I mean, he did it in a very quiet way because it's about personal growth, yeah, and developing good relationships. And the great thing is, the wonderful thing is, yeah, the intrinsic, the inside values impacts, influences our own well-being, our own deep happiness. Because if we do things for outside people to see, that there is actually no happiness. And even if there's happiness, it's very little. Yeah, and that very little will disappear after a while because you are looking for the next one. Yeah, watch yourself on the TV, giving away things, doing things, right? But the inside happiness stays with you and it gives us a sense of well-being, yeah, as well as it will go out into the environment and into our communities. Because people with deep sense of this kind of values, they want to help and improve others. So there is a positive vibration about these people. And what's happening now is that research shows that if we prioritize, yeah, intrinsic goals, which is associated with higher well-being, and we have a higher sense of well-being, and extrinsic goals, the outside, yeah, is associated with lower well-being. These people are who want to have promotion and recognition, they actually are not happy people. You look at them very closely, they are not happy. That's why they need to be recognized by others in order to have self-worth, yeah, to have some kind of value. People must clap hands, and say, you're very good, you're very good. So what's happening is, although the extrinsic values are not harmful, yeah, to well-being, we all want financial security, to feel confident in how we look, yeah, and to feel like others approve of how we behave. But when you make it more important, yeah, then it becomes a problem. Here it says, the generation increase. Our children are beginning to prioritize external things rather than the internal things. The younger generation, they have found, this psychologists have found, yeah, there is a shift, not only in this part of the world, everywhere, all over the world. There is a shift towards material things, having things with brand names. Yeah, Pasar Malam brand cannot, must be Nike or whatever it is. I also lose track about what are the popular brand names nowadays. Yeah. So wealth, image, and status, yeah, is very important these days. And so because of that, we see that the mental well-being of younger people, younger generation, beginning to go down. Yeah, they don't have the inside happiness. They have outside happiness, which is very, very shaky. It's not stable. So there, when we see this, we also see it accompanied by other statistics that the suicide rates of young people are going up because their confidence is very shaky. So what we must do, once we know this, we have the ability to fight this. So we should try, we should try. And I think at Nalanda, we are doing a good job, but sometimes you never really know unless you test these young people, in the youth or in the Dhamma schools, what do they really believe in? What are their extrinsic and intrinsic, external and internal values? That is very important so that they can become mentally strong, able to withstand the change that is happening, in the world nowadays. We will also ask ourselves the question, does that mean we cannot earn money? Does that mean, according to the Buddhist teachings, according to what Brother Siang is saying this morning, does that mean we cannot have money? I want to earn more and more. But we also, I also have research, to show you, and this is by people from Princeton University. They have done a quite wide and deep research, that generally, people need to have enough to be comfortable, to have whatever it is, so that they don't feel any lack, missing something. You must be comfortable. But they have also found, and I will read this, right? These two researchers shows that having money is important, but only up to a point. The research was published. When people have enough and their needs are met, they do not get happier when they have more and more and more and more. No. They get happy to a certain stage. And I think we will agree with that. When we have enough, if we got car, we got house, we got enough to eat, we got a roof over our head, security, enough to have a holiday every now and then, right? But if we go on, working and searching for more and more and more, these people said that level of happiness is reached, and when you work more, that happiness doesn't get more. You just get more stress. Yeah, simple as that. It was concluded that high income, yeah, buys life satisfaction, but not happiness. Yeah, and that low income, the low income, they are not happy either. Yeah, they are not satisfied. They are not, yeah, happy. So therefore, yeah, there should be steps, yeah, put in to help them, because they must also achieve the same rate, the same level of satisfaction, yeah, as others. And it is also said, and I have I shared with the youth in the Happy Young Adults program. I also shared with them the number of successful people that have committed suicide. And do you know this very, very popular Hong Kong singer, film star, Leslie Cheung? Yeah, he was very rich, but he chose to jump out of a window on the very high floor and kill himself. Yeah, so that makes us realize that money and fame, yeah, and popularity, yeah, does not equal happiness, does not equal a sense of satisfaction, does not equal saying, you know, I have enough and I want to do other things, yeah, with my time and energy. So let's now move on. We take a look at renunciation and contentment. Because I believe, yeah, contentment is also a measurement, yeah, of our happiness. There is this story, and it's a very interesting story about the Venerable Bhattacharya, who was from the Sakyan royal family, a relative of the Buddha. And he was ordained by the Buddha. Yeah, when the Buddha came to the hometown, the home city, yeah, he chose to ordain under the Buddha. And the other monks would observe him, yeah, because he was royalty, and then he became a monk. So to the other normal monks, oh, here is a very interesting person. Just like when Venerable Siri Panyo comes back to Malaysia, everybody hoo-ha, because he is Ananda Krishna's son. Let me tell you a quick story. You know, yeah, when late chief Kesri Damananda was alive, yeah, I used to visit him in the evenings, and when he was more free, yeah, he would chit chat. Yeah, we would chit chat, and then he said, "Do you know that house?" Because outside the Brickfields Temple, the gate, there's a row of houses. They are kind of like semi-detached. Yeah, is it you know the last house? And I said, yeah, the houses are there. I never really took a look. And he said, that house belongs to one of Malaysia's richest men. And I also don't know. And he said that they would come and offer dana every now and then. So late chief used to know the family. And then he said, one day, this man came with the son. Yeah. And he was very, very unhappy. Yeah. And he said to late chief, you know, chief, we are friends. I want you to do something. This boy wants to renounce. He didn't actually wear the orange robes yet. Yeah. But the father was very, very, very unhappy. And he said to late chief, please talk to him. Advise him. Don't become monk. And late chief said, I'm a monk. How can I? What do you what do you want me to do? I'm a monk. I can't tell him not to become a monk. Yeah, and so the Ananda Krishnan kept on complaining. I'm one of the richest men in this country. I've got billions. I've got property. I've got business. I've got companies. I want to give to him. He's my only son, right? At that time. Yeah. And yet he wants to become monk like you. Give up everything. And after that, what late chief told me stuck in my mind for until now. He said, the young man said to the father, Father, you have billions. You have so much property, and yet you are not happy. Yeah. he said to the father. And then he said, Father, yeah, I'm going to give everything away and I'm happier than you. Mhm. Yeah. After which the father was speechless. He couldn't say anything. And he had to allow, yeah, his only son at that time, yeah, whom he hoped would take over everything, become a monk. Yeah. And so when he comes back to this country, there is a bodyguard for this monk. Yeah, because Ananda Krishna is afraid that somebody will kidnap this monk. Yeah, and ask him for his money. Not the money, because the monk has no money, and ask Ananda Krishnan, give me your money so that I can release your son. And Venerable also is very understanding. He understands the situation, so he is able to go along with the father's wishes. Yeah, but in Thailand, you cannot find him. It's very hard to find him, this Achan Siripanyo, because he lives really, really deep, yeah, in the forest. So this monk Badia was very, was a person of interest to all the other monks because he was a royalty, and he became a monk. And not only that, no, yeah, in the middle of in the night time, when all the lights have gone out, they didn't have lights, they had oil lamps, and all the oil lamps have gone out. Yeah, and sometimes they will hear from under a tree this monk exclaiming, "Aho sukha, aho sukha," which means so happy, so happy. So the monks thought, there's something wrong with him. Yeah, yeah. He is thinking about his royal life, his enjoyment in the royal palace. And so he's thinking, enjoyment. He keeps saying, enjoyment, happiness, happiness, happiness. So they reported him to the Buddha. Yeah. He said, Lord, this monk keeps on declaring, Aho Sukha, Aho Sukha. Even at night when everybody is sleeping, he declares, Aho Sukha, so happy, so happy. You better talk to him. I think he missed the royal palace. Yeah, you should talk to him. So Buddha called him, yeah, and asked him, but dear, is it true that you are uttering these joyous words? Yeah. Has it got anything to do with what you left behind in the palace? Yeah. And the Venerable Bhaddiya said, Venerable Sir, earlier when he was a king of a certain region. When I was a king, the royal guards, yeah, my special protectors, stood near me. Yeah, when I was sleeping, they stood outside my door. Yeah, in the city or outside its limits, they were always with me. In the district or beyond the district, they protected me. I was always protected. I always had the best, the most enjoyable, the most luxurious. Yeah. And yet, yeah, I needed protection. Then he said, Venerable Sir, I lived hidden behind these guards with constant fear and worry in my mind. Yeah, that somebody will come and attack him. That's why he needed all these guards. Protection, security. On the other hand, he said, yeah, I now live alone in the jungle, at the root of a tree, or in a cell made of mud, 6 feet by 6 feet. Yeah, with one door, maybe got window, I don't know. Usually no windows, right? Because they have to make a few of them. Very, very simple. You go to India, you see the mud hut. Yeah, and sometimes what they do is they will take the cow dung and stick at the side of the hut, yeah, made of mud, yeah, so that when they want to burn cook, they just take and then burn the cow dung, right? So you can imagine the smell when you go into the village. Yeah, I backpacked, in India. It was a really interesting experience. Yeah, quite different from the tour that you go on nowadays. And so the Venerable Badia said, but I live serene, always free from fear, free from doubt, not craving anything, peaceful and trusting in mind, satisfied with whatever I get through the alms. He goes with the alms bowl. Whatever people put inside there, he would eat. But as a king, imagine what is the spread that he has. So many good plates of good food. Now, he waits at the door of people's house. People want to give, they give. People don't want to give, nothing. But he says, I'm so happy, receiving this and eating this. So, Venerable Sir, observing this change in me, I utter these words of joy. Aho Sukha, Aho Sukha. So it is not because he is remembering the past enjoyment. No. It's because at that moment, he is free and light and have no worries that people will attack him or kill him. He has no worries. So a disciple of the Buddha, always dwells happily. He does not experience this strong craving in either mind or body. Thus, day and night, he lives happily. So I hope when you come and listen to this series of talks, you will go home happily. And you will sleep happily as well, because you don't have to think so much about responsibilities for this time. But when you have to go back to work, then you have to deal with the responsibilities. So now at this point, let's think about the renunciation. What is it? And what does it do to a person? There is a part of us that feels renunciation means to lose everything we love. We have to give up. When we hear this word, renunciation, I have to forego it. I have to live without it. Giving up what is pleasant and enjoyable in this life. This is understandable. The worldly mind wants to hang on, wants to hold close, so that we get this sense of security. We are secure, and we don't have to worry. For this is really the only way that the worldly mind can understand letting go of seeking fulfillment in what is pleasant. So we seek fulfillment, and our mind, if we start to lose something, if somebody steals something from our house, it disturbs our mind. So the normal mind doesn't want to let go of anything. Even doing dana, charity, the mind will think very carefully. Do I want to let it go or not? Yet, my dear friends, within us, there is something beyond the craving mind that resonates, that tells us renunciation is good. Inside here, something tells us it's not bad. It's good. But it's not a jumping kind of happiness. It tells us there is something that I can learn from this. Although this word horrifies many, there is also a fascination. When we look at the renounced people, we are in a way fascinated by them. How can these monks and nuns live like this? It is an echo of something we long for inside, intuitive, cannot say with words. But inside there is something that says, this is pretty good. when we see the monks and nuns, and when we hear stories of Achan Siripanyo, yeah, who gave up billions just to live in the jungle, we start to admire these people. We start to see that renunciation is not getting rid of something in life. Rather, it is moving towards no struggling, a sense of rest and relaxation, not having constantly to manipulate, to manage and control and evading, avoiding anymore. That's why, yeah, this Achan said to the father, I'm happier than you. Yeah, the father is known to give his managers heart attacks. Yeah, there are some work for him in the office, get heart attack. Yeah. So therefore, you are here, I hope you haven't gone off. Yeah, because inside, you know there is something that is good with this renunciation. The Buddha repeatedly pointed out that restraint, we know how to behave, is the main foundation of the practice of renunciation. If you know how to observe the 5 precepts, you already have practiced renunciation. If you know when people said, here is the cockroach, wallop the cockroach, and you say, no, that is renunciation. Because you are fighting against your instinct. Your instinct is cockroach, pum. Once I was having a meeting with my colleagues, when I was working, we were having coffee. So these ants came and looked for coffee, and my colleague take his thumb and and I looked oh my God. Obviously not observing 5 precepts. To him, it is normal. It's instinct, just, no more ants are true. But oh my gosh, how can he squash the ant like that? So it is a way of restraining ourselves. We know how to behave. We are not going into dangerous territory, that later on we regret. If we disturb others, later on we regret. So we know now renunciation means we are free of this type of worry and regret. Yeah. If we are lost in the flow of desire, there's no possibility of finding clarity, of understanding more deeply, and of achieving true contentment. So I like to also share with you another teacher I respect. And Venerable Achan Jai Saro, who visits us now and then, he said, letting go does not mean giving up on something. If you give up, it means abandon. Right? And maybe sometimes abandonment is good, but sometimes it's not good. It may be wise or unwise, depending on the context and one's intention. In Dhamma practice, letting go means letting go of the thoughts of me and mine, that arise with an activity or relationship. This is where the danger point is. Me, mine, I, it will grow and grow and grow and give us even more problems when we are not doing anything. When we are, if we have a very strong sense of ego, even at home, sitting in front of the TV set, we cannot watch TV. We are thinking about what do I have to do, to grow my possession, to grow my reputation. How can I make people clap when I come into the room? They keep thinking like this. So this is a wise teaching. And another wise teacher, he says, man, he sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money, to cure his health, recuperate from his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present, or he doesn't live in the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, but when he dies, he never really lived. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. So a lot of the people out there that you know, yeah, even if you invite your friends or your relatives or your very close, people that you know, please come with me to Nalanda, they will not do it. They are out there, doing things, yeah, that will increase their sense of me, mine, I. So, right. So far, I've been talking about renunciation. Does it appeal to you? It might appeal to some of you, but it doesn't appeal 100%. You cannot ask somebody to give up something unless you replace that. You must have a replacement. And this replacement must be as good if not better than what this person is giving up. It must be as good. Maybe even much, much better. But you must show these people that he is not losing things, then empty, hole. There's a hole there, vacuum. No, you must show this person, you let go this, you get that. And the Buddha understood this. Yeah, very, very well. So in Dhammapada verse 290, the Buddha said, in English, if by giving up small pleasures, great happiness is to be found, the wise should give up small pleasures, seeing the prospect of great happiness. So my dear friends, let me offer you this. There is a sutta called the Niramisa Sutta that tells us about how we enjoy our life. This is the mechanism which I talked about to my class yesterday in BPS 307. Welcome, some of you, right? We have in here feeling. It's a mind-body feeling. Yeah, feeling is not a good word. We use this word Vedana because feeling has got so many meanings in the English language. Like, how do you feel? About how do you feel about our new prime minister? That is also, it means something else. But the word is Vedana. You have a sensation here that is either pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Not pleasant, not unpleasant. So we are always looking for that Vedana here, somewhere around here, that is pleasant. So we call that happiness. That's why we study. That's why we work. When we get the salary, we buy things, we feel, nice. That nice is Vedana. This is the mechanism, the detailed working of our response. The response mechanism. It is mind as well as body, because the body feels it, but the mind is uplifted. When somebody gives us a big ang pao, right? Nice Vedana. So watch, what we feel is happiness. So to most people, 99.999% of the world, pleasant Vedana is happiness. That's the worldly happiness. When we enjoy eating, when we enjoy owning, when we enjoy seeing, we go on holiday, we eat good food, then we feel happy. What is that happiness? Vedana. It is the Vedana. That's how it works in detail. We are looking for this nice feeling all the time. That's why when we see people we like, we get nice Vedana. We want to mix with our friends. When I was working, my boss will ask me to go for lunch with him. And he will take me to good restaurant. And the food was very good and very expensive. Yeah, but I have no taste. So he keeps talking about business. I eat, okay, let me eat. Yeah. It was good food. Yeah, actually, I realized that it is very tasty, but I have no pleasant Vedana. No pleasant Vedana. It was either neutral or unpleasant. Yeah. So that is life to us. We are doing this all through our lives for pleasant Vedana. So we call this happiness, right? So the world happiness it is rooted in sensual pleasure. Yeah, our eye, our nose, yeah, the clothes we wear is nice to the body. Yeah, we get happiness. Yeah, when we own things, we see the things. Yeah, we know it belongs to us. We can use it. It is pleasant Vedana. You feel it, and then you get happiness. There's another type of happiness which you know. After almost 1 hour, you are sitting here. You definitely know. Yeah, it is the happiness rooted in letting go. You let go. You let go your morning. You can be somewhere else, but you are here. You let go. You can sit here happily listening. Right? I got 1 more hour. No, about finishing already lah. Don't worry. And yet you laugh. Yeah. And yet you laugh. Yeah. You are happy. There is another type of happiness. The happiness of giving to other people, of letting go, yeah, of quieting the mind, of not always stimulating the senses, the enjoyment. Although it's quite clear to everybody, yeah, that we want the first type, we, not everyone, also have the second type. And this second type can be very, very, very deep. So much so that if you attain after a long time, you cannot attain it straight away because it needs work. Yeah, to go into the mind and let go, let go, let go. All those things that are disturbing us, yeah, that Achan Jayasaro said, increases the sense of me and mine. We let go of those things. The mind goes into a very quiet, very quiet and contented state, which is better than anything you can ever eat, anything that you can ever own, any place that you can holiday that is so wonderful and enjoyable. This quiet happiness is better than that. Yeah. And, sometimes we work hard, in our meditation, and we suddenly accidentally also attain certain states of mind. That is so wonderful. We never thought now, wow, a human being can experience this state of mind. Right? But it can happen. Yeah. And then what happens is we spend the rest of the time trying to go back there. Right? And the more you want to go back there, the more you cannot go back there. It is only achieved through letting go, the renunciation. So this is called Niramisa Sukha. Yeah, happiness not of this world, unworldly happiness. So I found this sayings in this Windows to Buddhism website. Also talks about the two types of happiness. One which is based on material goods, and one which is based on inner peace and contentment. The first is very expensive. You need to spend money, right? Here, we didn't charge you anything, right? And it's not reliable. Why? Because when we rely on the senses, number one, when it finishes, we must replace it. Yeah. When you eat something, when you have a wonderful physical experience, it does not last. It can last some time, but after that, it will go away. And after it goes away, we want to replace it. So day after day, we are replacing it again and again. The second thing is, you cannot enjoy too much. If we enjoy the senses too much, up to a certain point, we will get pain. Because this body the senses, has only a limit. If we enjoy above that limit, it becomes painful. So in that respect, it has its limits. Then the second is actually a relief. It is a happiness, yes, but it is, see for go. Why? Because suffering is not there. The second type of happiness, the niramisa sukha. A lasting peace of mind, which, by the way, already exists inside us, ready to be enjoyed, but we don't know how to go there. So the more we study, the more we learn, the more we practice, the more we find the way back to our natural happiness. Because you remember, when we were young, we were very happy. Now, not so happy. What happened? Because we lost it. We put things inside the mind that makes us unhappy. So now, clear off, spring cleaning, clear, 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 clear. You go back to that carefree, very light happiness in the mind. Here is a nun who visited us, I believe, Venerable Bro.Tan Chodren, who said, the more renunciation one practices, the more inner peace there is. It's about letting go the 8 worldly concerns. You know, the 8 worldly winds, the concerns, praise, blame, gain, loss, happiness, unhappiness, fame, ill fame. These are the 8. We will have this wind blowing here and there. But when we can let go of it, we will be much happier. Now, there are Buddhists who study a lot and do a lot of social engagement, but they don't really practice renunciation. The ego is still there. So they don't experience much peace and happiness. So in these past years, I have interacted with many Buddhist organizations and other religious organizations as well. And some of these are, they do a lot, but they don't know how to renounce. So they feel that the work is very heavy. They must bear a burden of that work. And that's because they don't renounce. They are doing it because of name and fame. They want to gain something, although it is in the name of the Dhamma. So those who do it freely, without expecting anything and getting happiness, they feel very light. Yeah. So now we renounce everything unwholesome that disturbs our mind, our happiness and peace of mind. So sense restraint leads to freedom. We let go our defilements, our greed, our anger, and our delusion. These are the things you must let go. Yeah, don't hang on to things too much. Don't get angry so much. Yeah. Do you know that angry people cannot go to heaven? Yeah, during the talk. Who gave that talk there? Yeah. If you get angry, at people, you cannot go to heaven because in the heavenly worlds, they cannot take anger. Their body is so fine. Yeah, they enjoy the sensual enjoyment so finely. If they get angry, they feel pain. They cannot feel, they cannot experience anger. So in the human world, if you are angry, I'm afraid you cannot go to heaven because those beings up there, they are always enjoying in a very fine way. They cannot take anger. Yeah. So greed, anger, delusion has to be let go. Now we go to what I have discussed is mainly for our consumption as lay people. We are not monks, we are not nuns. But now I would like to go to the serious stuff, which is Nekkhama, the renunciation as parami. Yeah, we use the Nekkhama, we practice the renunciation in order to get enlightenment. It's not just to regulate our lives and get more happiness. It is the straight aiming for total liberation. So it needs a little bit of explanation. As we practice, as we go deeper and deeper into our minds, as our mindfulness and concentration get stronger and stronger, our minds will realize certain insights. Our minds will get certain things appear in the mind, which we already know, but this is full knowing. It's like we are in a room and we can see the furniture because we got matches. We strike the matches and we can see certain things in the room. So this is now our wisdom, what we have understood, knowledge of the Buddha's teachings. We use matchstick to see the room. Knowledge is suddenly somebody switch on all the lights in the room. And then you can, wow, suddenly I can see the sofa, the chair, everything, but it doesn't last. It just pop up and then it goes off. Yeah, but you remember what you saw, yeah, in that experience. So a series of experiences, yeah, as you go along. So one of those experiences is what you call nibbida jnana. That is, we come to know due to our wisdom that we develop through mindfulness and concentration and effort, that we are disenchanted. We just have no attraction to life as it is. It doesn't have any attraction. Yeah, this person will suddenly feel, yeah, life is not worth it. But got to be careful. You have to go to the next stage. Because if you stay at that stage, you will leave the Dhamma. Yeah. So the teacher must catch this person at this stage and ask him or her to move forward. Then when he sees more and more the Dhamma, he will stay. Yeah. But at this stage, this person will feel everything disappears. Everything is not permanent. I have no reason to stay. Right. So the must catch, and move him on to the next wisdom stage. So the realization arises in the practitioner that one cannot escape from the karma of conditioned states by being born in any of the three worlds. So eventually, this person will go forward, will attain the first stage of enlightenment, which is sotapanna. But this stage first, yeah, that he really has no the world as it is has no attraction for him or her. It doesn't really matter to him or her. Then go on to the next stage. See clearly the enlightenment. Renunciation also appears in the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah, the Noble Eightfold Path is one path, has 8 aspects. It is not 8 things create one path. It is one, but has 8 ways, yeah, of practicing. So the second way, Samma Sankappa, right thought, is there are 3 things, 3 aspects. The first one is thoughts of renunciation. The first one, yeah. Then you will persevere with learning the Dhamma, right? You will persevere. You will let go all these things that you thought is important. They are still good to you, but you are not crazy about them anymore. So you want to let go, yeah, because you can see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Yeah, there is, everything is changing. Everything is not satisfactory, and there is no permanent self. Yeah. Then no anger. Yeah, you don't get angry because things are not happening or going your way. And then thoughts of harmlessness. The person who wants to walk the Noble Eightfold Path must not want to harm others. Yeah. So the first one, understanding. The second one is right thought, yeah, or right intention. So it appears. So therefore, those of us who want to walk the Noble Eightfold Path will have to practice the right form of renunciation. And now I will share the words of this very famous meditation teacher. Yeah. And he said, if you let go a little, you will find a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will find a lot of peace. But if you let go absolutely, you will find absolute peace and tranquility. Yeah, and that is the state of mind of the enlightened person. Yeah. Venerable Achang Cha. So in ending, let me share with you the 4 right efforts. Yeah, the 4 right efforts appear also in the Noble Eightfold Path under right effort. It says that we have got to practice these 4. Those unwholesome things that not in us and has the potential to appear, to come to our mind, keep it away. You know, I don't have this, yeah, but I can develop. So this is the first right effort. Be very careful. Yeah, if you don't have something unwholesome like this, don't let it come near to you. Be aware, be mindful. Second one, renounce those already there. Yeah, those irritable uh, states, angry, jealous. If you have that, renounce it. Thirdly, if there are good states not risen yet, go and develop them. And lastly, there are states that you already have. Your patience, yeah, your contentment, your faith, yeah, they're all there. Yeah, your sense of renunciation, they're all there. Develop them even more. So these are the 4 great efforts, yeah, which we must reflect on from time to time. That is, do that which is good and don't do that which is unwholesome and not beneficial to us. So with that, I'd like to thank you